Hello everyone, how you going? And welcome back to Questionable Car Mods, a place that just shows you everything that should never be done to cars. So let's just see what it's got. So then, starting right off with this is special. Oh, here we go. We have a two-part photo system right off the bat. What is it going to be? Hang on a second. They've just kind of labeled everything wrong with their car. Why would you do that? Surely you're just going to get pulled over. I mean, I guess first of all, we should start with this photo. And sorry for leak. I didn't even know what that's even talking about. I mean, maybe it's meant to be leaking a little bit of fumes, or I really don't know. But then also the fact that they've just got a, I don't know, what, balsa wood splitter. Oh man, I mean, actually, it's probably not balsa wood. Balsa wood would be too efficiently light for this kind of car, but no, just what else we got? Having a bad day, key here when no one is looking. Wow, that is just, I mean, it's certainly going to be asking for it, but I feel as though anyone that is actually having a bad day to that extent isn't going to actually just stick to those rules. And so, yeah. Oh, hang on a second. I thought it was only a two-part photo system. No, we've got 5. Wait, hang on a second. 4 car people, by car people, fill here. They really just have gone out, and I don't know whether it's kind of a white Sharpie or maybe just a chalk pen, but they've just covered this thing. We have weight reduction, we have fill here, we got things on the tires. Man, this is just everything and more. I mean, to be honest, so far none of the writing has actually been that bad. It hasn't been offensive, and so if that's what someone wants to do to their car, I certainly can't tell them no. It's definitely questionable. I don't know about completely idiotic. On the other hand, I'm not so sure I can say the same thing about all the wood splitters and spoilers everywhere. Man, just look at that hood scoop. That is absolutely ridiculous. Oh, even just the fact that the paint is peeling around it, but nah, they've gone and put, it even looks like they've put some kind of hinge or something on there as though it can flip open, but who knows? Either way, I'm sure it's not functional. But wow, I am honestly impressed that this person has gone, you know what, I don't even care about my car anymore. It still runs, but I don't even know for how much longer. And so they've just gone, you know what, I'm just going to take it to the max level. You know, honestly, I'd feel as though you're actually the least likely person to get keyed. I mean, of course, except for the square that invites keying, but no, like when someone sees a car that bad, there's no way that anyone's going to be jealous, because they're just going to go, I don't want that thing, and so I'm not going to make it any worse. It might fall apart on me. And so to be honest, I would just love to see this car just driving down the street. Just, does it run? Does it squeak? Does it howl? Just what is wrong with it on top of everything that we can just cosmetically see here? Because at the moment, it doesn't seem as though there are too many things that are going to be good, you know? The fact that it says why engine is about to blow doesn't exactly inspire me with confidence. But look, like I said, there is definitely worse things that people put in their cars, and besides maybe the little bit of wood all over the car that could maybe fly off, there doesn't seem to be anything on here that could hurt someone, even just kind of cause them offense. And so yeah, I can definitely understand why it's a bit of a questionable car mod, but it's not that bad. Friend caught this across from his house, waste of a perfectly good CL500. Oh wow, that is a serious wing. Man, I'm surprised that the car can even kind of support that amount of downforce. It almost looks as though it's in reverse, to be honest. I mean, I do know that sometimes the kind of side wings, I don't even know if they have a particular name, but the size of the spoiler can actually be a little bit inverted in terms of how they're meant to look, but that just looks completely inverted. And so perhaps this person is just constantly dragging a whole bundle of heavy stuff around in the boot of the car, and they just want a little bit of lift so the suspension doesn't bottom out. But either way, that is just a monstrous wing just hanging off the back, and I don't know if the rims are stock. I can only imagine they're not, as well as the kind of dual exhaust out the back. They don't look stock either, and so I don't know what's what anymore on this. But to be honest, kind of like the last one, I feel as though if nothing on here can actually hurt anyone, if that's what they want to do to their car, you can't just question it too much. You know, you can't actually feel offended by it. You might feel a little bit devastated for the car, but you can't just be like, oh my goodness, what was that person thinking? Because if they want to put a ridiculous wing on the back, then I guess they can. It certainly isn't going to do them any good, but hey, if they want to kind of put new rims on it and put a big wing on it and just kind of know if they've changed out the exhaust or not. But either way, when you pull the emotion out of it, you can definitely just see that all they've done is really a couple of cosmetic upgrades, or I don't even know if you can call them upgrades, but a couple of cosmetic changes. And besides that, I'm sure the car is virtually just still stock. And so yeah, it's not the greatest thing in the world. You can definitely question it, but I don't know if you can really call it a shitty car mod. I mean, that is unless I was actually correct about the wing being on backwards. And so if that's the case, then I can definitely call that this is a shitty car mod, because if someone is going to go to all the effort to actually installing something that ridiculously oversized on the back of the car, they better hell hope that it's actually on the right way. And so yeah, I don't know about this one. If you just kind of just block that up, it looks alright. Found at Menards. Whoa, I mean, I have no idea what Menards is, but I also have no idea what that is. In a very strange way, I'm kind of intrigued and impressed, but other than that, it is definitely questionable. Wow, I am just wondering where they started. I mean, obviously they just stripped a car back and then put a boat on top, but like, where did the idea come from? Did they kind of just go, you know what, I want to take my boat and put it on land, or do they want to take their car into the ocean? Does it go in the ocean? That is a question as well. I mean, either way, it clearly looks very aerodynamic, and so man, I'm sure they get incredible mileage out of the thing, but still, the fact that someone has just got a plonked a boat on top of a car chassis, I mean, in saying that, I would love to know what the car was to begin with. But to be honest, as strange as it might be to kind of see something like that just driving down the road, you have to commend them on some kind of ingenuity. I don't know if that's the right word, but you have to give them some kind of credit for what they've done there. It certainly isn't the most highly polished thing I've ever seen, but in a way it looks better than it could have been. So all in all, I feel as though this is just one of the ones where I would just love to have a conversation with whoever owns it and drives because there were just so many questions. Like I said, how did you come up with the idea? Where does it start? How long have you had it? I don't even know. Just what is your personality type to even think that that's a good idea or want to do it in the first place? There really is just a million and one questions that I would love to ask this person about everything about this random contraption, if you can even call it that, because the only real reason that I can think of for anyone doing this is just for attention. And I mean, I'm sure they get a lot of it because you get a lot of weird looks, just people going, I don't even know what I'm looking at, but at the same time, kind of just, I don't know, I'm sure you get some photos and some thumbs up as well. And so look, if it wasn't so muddy and dirty and it wasn't parked in a random car park and was more actually just parked in a bay at a car show, then you would actually be going, wow, that's a pretty cool thing. But I feel as though just driving it generally on the road might be a little bit of a hazard to some people, especially yourself if you get into an accident. But like I said, you just have to give them some kind of credit points for what they've done there. I spotted this in my town. I'm not sure what to say. Oh, here we go. We can have the big reveal about this entire thing. So obviously we can see, oh wait, hang on a second. I've just realized what they are. They're the kind of the aero fins, but they're just the little coat hanger things. Oh my goodness. Here we go. We've got a two-part system. We've got a two-part photo. Oh no, and it's on a Toyota 86. That poor car on a budget is basically what it's been treated to. I mean, to be honest, if they were painted black, I almost feel as though they could have got away with it, but it's just the fact that they are so starkly just pure and white and in their original condition that you go, hang on a second, what am I looking at here? Oh, wait, what? And to be honest, I know that I keep playing devil's advocate for so many of these posts, but really, I feel as though from a distance, they don't look too bad. Especially like I just said, if they got them painted black, I'm sure they would look a little bit carbon fibery, or even if they got the body matched, like really, they would actually look pretty decent from a distance. It's just the fact that when you zoom into that degree, you go, hang on, they don't look quite right. They're generally a little bit more filled in than that. I mean, it does make me wonder just how expensive the real genuine ones are, because I can only assume that they aren't that expensive. They might not be as cheap as these, but surely you're not on a budget to that degree when you're going, oh geez, this is what I have to use. I really want the look and I just can't save up any longer and I just have to have them. And so, yep, $2 for all of those coat hangers, whatever they might be called, just right on the roof for me, thanks. And really, I guess the big question is just how effective would they actually be? If you put that car in a wind tunnel and you tested it, just how effective would it really be to kind of reducing the drag and all the current and everything of the air over the roof of the car? Because I can only imagine they're kind of designed for straight line, not turning. I mean, I really don't know much about them in terms of how they're meant to work. All I can really assume is the fact that they have to do something to either just straighten out the air or to serve the air in one way or another. And so, yeah, I mean, I would just love to know how effective. I don't even know how many there are. What is like 1, 2, maybe let's say 10 across the entire roof line. Just how effective are 10 coat hooks just on the roof of the car? Because look, I feel as though if they accomplish the same thing at a fraction of the cost, you just have to go with them. You might want to spend that extra little bit of money just on the paint color so you can make them look correct. But really, I feel as though if they work the same, they work the same. Holy moly, I nearly skipped the next one because I thought it was an ad, but it's actually just a very, very long title. Okay, I don't know if I'm just going to read it all out. But look, I feel as though the first sentence just sums it up and paraphrases. I'm just reminding you that if someone posts something awesome, don't upvote it. But here we go. Let's just take a look at this beauty that this person was talking about, or not talking about, I guess. Look at that. The fact that they are running these massive tires that almost look bald. I mean, maybe it's just the fact that they're cruising along at decent speeds, I can only imagine. But let's be honest, that is hardly the worst thing going on here. The fact that it's been squatted and it's got, I don't even know, like a 6-inch muffler, that is absolutely disgusting. I feel as though this one is definitely the first one that's in this month where you just go, no, just don't do this. I can't even defend it anymore. Besides the fact that they have a massive dent in the side of the car, which really just kind of reveals something about their driving. I mean, maybe they actually just got it when they were just using that massive lift kit that they've got on there, but really I can only imagine they probably just, I don't know, got a little bit angry and punched it. Either way, this is definitely the first one this month that I've just gone, no, this one isn't for me. You would never catch me dead driving something like that, where even like the other ones, you know, I go, yeah, okay, I can kind of see where this is actually cool, but not this one. And I guess on that note, this is definitely the first one where I go, no, I don't really need to talk to the person that drives this. I feel as though I kind of know everything about them, or even more than they probably know about themselves, just by looking at this one vehicle that they drive. Because I feel as though we can all agree that anyone that actually just drives a car like that, there is no way that they can be sane. Like, how do you even see anything over the bonnet? You were just completely reducing all your visibility out in front of you, as well as just making it annoying to kind of get in and out of. I mean, I'm sure stuff slides down the back just fine, but how do you get it in there? And honestly, besides the fact that these things are apparently legal in the US, which I have no idea how that happens. I mean, maybe they're not, maybe they just kind of get driven on the road. But either way, just how are these people even getting the resources to be able to raise the front end like that? I mean, I don't know if the rear end is also stock or if it's been squatted, or I don't even know how that works. I don't want to know, but just the fact that like someone is driving around probably just with a little something just welded in there, and that's how the entire suspension now works. So what can I say beside the fact that I'm just glad that I have never, and hopefully will never see anything on Australian roads, because it is just scary to know that something like that out there can exist, let alone the actual fact that some madman out there actually driving the thing can exist. So here's my cousin. Oh no, I can already see what this is going to be. We've had a very similar thing with, oh, what the hell happened there? Oh, okay, this is an entire process, but no, we've seen a very similar thing before when I don't know if it was brake lights or indicators or what, but the fact that those words have been on a car before, but I've never seen them as kind of a livery on a tire. I mean, look, to be honest, this seems like a very simple thing that doesn't really offend. I mean, I guess guess it can offend someone, but it doesn't really hurt anyone. I mean, hey, that might be a little bit contradictory, but I feel as though there is definitely a difference between actually kind of offending someone and just plain out hurting them. And so really, what can I say? I have to commend the effort and kind of the meme culture of the entire thing. I can only imagine that it'll probably come off pretty quickly by the fact that the tile and the oil and everything, maybe just generally driving around, it's going to come off. Or hey, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's actually pretty permanent. Either way, I guess the only time anything like this is going to be seen is when it's parked. And so I guess you just have to park at people's houses that you know, because you don't want to be kind of just parking in public and people just, I don't know, keying your car. I mean, hey, I guess that is a pretty extreme situation. And in a way, I almost feel as though I have enough faith in humanity to kind of see the funny side of the, you know, the meme side of this entire thing, to not actually get upset and just kind of laugh along with it. Because let's be honest, there is no way that if you saw that car driving down the road, or I mean, like, I guess, like I said, like, you can't see it driving down the road, but just parked on the side of the road, if you saw that, there is no way that you wouldn't go, oh, that guy is self-aware. Well, I mean, I guess I certainly hope that they are self-aware, because if they're not, then that's just a very weird thing to be saying. But come on, I actually refuse to believe that anyone would do this non-ironically. And so yeah, it's been well done. You got to give them to it. You can clearly read what the words are. And so I don't know about this one. I kind of like it in some way. It's almost in the same tier as the little coat hangers on the roof. Considering the fact that this person said it was their cousin, I'm just going to have to take it on the fact that they know what they're doing. They know exactly what they've done here and the kind of reaction they're trying to invoke. And so like I said, if it's not harming anyone, and to be honest, I almost feel as though this one's just trying to get a bit of a laugh out of people, then I feel as though it's completely fine. Tesla Cedar truck. Oh, what the hell? We've got another one exactly like the boat, where someone has just completely ripped apart a car and put a different shell on top. I mean, to be honest, I have no idea which one I actually like more. I mean, really, it looks as though there's almost a little bit of car left under there, and so maybe they just kind of bolted a little bit of plywood to the outside of the car and went, ah, that'll do. But look, I guess the only fair thing to do is just to try and play devil's advocate for it, because I've done that for everything else. And so look, I got to give them credit where credit is due. They definitely have kind of recreated the Tesla Cybertruck lines. But look, I feel as though with a design like this, I might just need a little bit more time to kind of just hone in the design and, you know, fill in all the gaps, make it, just polish it off basically. And really, besides that, you're definitely going to have a nice, beautiful, futuristic car in your hands. From the extremely sci-fi blocky shape all the way to the fact that they've kind of done the little details, you know, they've kind of painted this bit black just to completely darken out the windows. You know, it's the little details that just make it nice. The wooden handles, I don't know if they're wooden or painted, but hey, they look good. Not everyone is willing to accept change so easily and readily, and so yeah, you got to give them credit. They're kind of staring down the future and go, you know what, I embrace you with open arms. And I would certainly feel confident in saying that it's not the most legal thing in the world, but hey, like I said, you know, you've got to give them some ingenuity points. And so all in all, I'm just curious as to what was this car in the beginning? Was it a car? Was it a truck? Is it still a truck? Just what is going on here, and why did this person even think that it was going to be a good idea? Because it's definitely questionable in terms of, you go, I don't think it's a good idea. And so now finally for the top of the one for questionable car mods, we have nothing can top this monstrosity. Oh, what am I looking at? I feel as though I already know what this is going to be. Don't tell me it is going to be what it is going to be. I mean, there's kind of a broad umbrella of what it is, and I feel as though I'm definitely going to be right. Oh my god, I don't even know if I can show the inside of this car. Oh my god. Oh, yeah, what can I say? I was 100% correct. Like, you just look at that car and you can just tell what kind of person is driving it, or really just sort of like what the startup chime is going to be when you're told that, oh, well, it's not exactly normal. Well, and to be honest, besides the fact that the car is obviously completely covered in a whole variety of things, I don't even know if I'm allowed to share what the car says and sounds like. I mean, look, I guess regardless of however I've kind of edited in the end, you can kind of take the contextual clues and work it out for yourself, and if you don't and can't, then I guess it's probably just not for you. But either way, the entire thing, regardless of the sounds, the entire car from the katana shifter to everything about it is just certainly a very over the top. And also, I just love the fact that the person went, nah, this is my daily drive. I don't think it's some just kind of show car that I've done. No, this is what I drive every day. I'm sure I get plenty of comments on it, but really, I just love it, and that's what matters most to me. And look, even though I'm sure that a whole bundle of people would be offended by the inside and probably the outside as well, really, there isn't too many things about this that is inherently dangerous to other people. I mean, I must say, I'm not entirely sure about the 4 massive stuffed toys just on the dash, just completely blocking your entire visibility to your right, but I guess besides that, it looks completely stock. It doesn't seem to be hurting anyone else. You've kind of contained the more extreme things to the inside of the car, so you're not driving around with anything too extreme on the outside. And so I don't know, I guess all I can say it is definitely not for me, that's for sure. But look, if this is what this guy's passion is and he loves it, and they've kind of gone to the effort to install the voice mod and all the sounds and put all the stickers and everything else over the car, then I guess you can't be too mad. We've certainly seen stickered up cars before in here, and I think I defended them just the same. And also, I guess like I said with the last one, I can only play devil's advocate for every single one of these, because unless it's completely ridiculous, like really like the massively squatted truck, then that's just completely a no-go. But besides that, even though it's not for me, it's not my taste, we really just have to be accepting of everyone else's choices. It's their car, as long as they're not hurting anyone, it's completely fine. And that one just fits in this basket. Just don't open your ears too much, because you might scar yourself. But anyway, that is going to do it for the top of the month for Shittycarmods. So thank you for watching. If you did enjoy the video, feel free to do the YouTube algorithmic things down below and let me know if you had a favorite post out of any of these. Other than that, we check out awesome posts all over Reddit, so make sure you check some other videos out now. Or hey, maybe even just want to consider subscribing so that you don't miss another one of these these in the future. But all in all, have a good one and see ya.